by 2030, I will be financially free. I will be living in a mountain, on top of a mountain with lot of greenery. There will be a stream in which fresh water flows. I will be having some cows, my pet dog, and I will be taking a stroll into the forest to collect fresh vegetables and fruits. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been seeing me floating in these career dua talks, 2-day event, that sessions, and all those things. But heart in heart, I have a different picture altogether about me and my future. I am driven by the purpose that whatever I have to learn, I have to share to people. I started adopting AI first mindset. Everything that I see, even the routine activities, I am thinking twice, thrice, multiple number of times, reaching out to people, speaking with many people. Like, how can I incorporate AI into this? How can I make my thinking better and be the person that I want to be, the creative person? That is my introduction that I want to tell about myself to you. Now compare this introduction with the routine introduction that people say, okay, what are you? Why are you doing something? What is that? And for questions like this, when people say that, okay, I was born in so and so year at so and so place, I did my schooling here, blah, 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 blah. And people are saying that, okay, boss, stop. When are you going to stop this? Versus something that I'm talking with future in front of you. I have a destination. And on top of it, what if I say that during my career time, I was always invisible to my manager, be it during appraisals, be it during the work that he is supposed to give. Every time it was as if I am invisible to him. I am covered by a cloth which is magical that it will make my manager not to see me. Then during appraisal, he has only those recent bad things to talk about, ignoring all the positive things that he knows but is not ready to speak. So I'm not talking about appraisals. I'm not talking about anything, but I'm sharing with you those stories, those pain stories, those situations in my life, which made me to realize that if I start building my dream, by 2030, I will be financially independent and I will be doing what I want, creating impact in the world, making more people capable to realize their potential and make their career better. I am driven by purpose. And recently, I'm bit more obsessed with this Toastmasters thing, and I'm saying that every time that when Vishalji told that, okay, we need to have these many numbers, I was really calculating in my mind that what should be the realistic numbers? How should I bring people to this community so that they can become leaders, improve their communication? I am always driven by purpose. Now, let me pause here and ask. Compare the aspect that I told wherein I have a destination in mind. I am telling you a futuristic thing in my life. And I also told you one of my backstories where I was being ignored by my manager, and I thought that I should enable people so that they are visible to their managers. That's my backstory. I have a destination. I spoke about my future. I have a backstory to tell you why my vision is like that. Why I am so obsessed about thinking everything in terms of AI and making much things, complex things easy for people who join our community. Why is that I am so obsessed to make people become part of Toastmasters and practice their communication skills? All these things are driven by the backstories that I faced, the sufferings that I had. And can you also see how I connected all the dots? My past, my present that I am doing, the future that I have in my mind. How many of you understand this combination of my past, present, and future? And how many of you, if I say that, come to me and I will enable you as the AI guy, that you can make your work very, very easy, will now become at least somebody who will listen to my story of why I am building this community. Had it been that I would have started with my past life, you people would have got bored in the next minute itself. But I gave a perspective of my future, the destination that I want to reach. I substantiated with my backstory, my painful incident, or it could be even a joyful incident. And I knitted everything into my conversation. And I spoke about myself. Now imagine yourself sitting in front of your manager, your client, your next interview, anything, some incident in your personal life, some incident in your professional life, where people want to hear you because the context is already set. Do you really want to bore those people to death? And they start their inner conversation that, "Arey bhai, abhi to band karo." Or that they start picking up their phone and start watching something. You are speaking in your own way and they are in their own world. How many times that when you are the audience and you did not resonate well with the person who is speaking on the other side, that you checked out mentally and started thinking something else, show with a raise of hand. See, when I want to see show with a raise of hand, I really want to see on people on camera. Show with a raise of hand that, yes, Vamsi, most of the times I pretend to be listening, but actually my mind is running a different song. Ladies would be thinking that, खाने में क्या पकाएंगे? Even I also think like, खाना में क्या पकाएंगे? The day when the cook does not come. What should be I doing for the weekend? Flip the story, ladies and gentlemen, because you have powerful backstories. You can pitch. Every conversation is an opportunity for you to pitch yourself to get the result that you want. Bring back those powerful backstories. Today, I would be showing you very few slides because it does not matter. Slides does not matter. But I want you to take away this important thing. The first thing, your destination. What is your destination? What is your vision for yourself in the future? Now bring your backstory. Connect the dots and let everybody know what you are made of and why you are doing what you are doing. And in this journey, you are not alone. As I always say, when I thought about pitching yourself for any situation, the simple framework, I decided that it has to be made much more simple, and the simplest way, let AI do the heavy lifting. So today I will be spending more time on the prompt and the input that you need to give to the prompt and how you can create your exceptional pitch for any situation. Before that, some things have to be clarified. People always have this big doubt. Acha, what is backstory? How many of you has this doubt? Show with a raise of hand. बहुत बार बोल दिया वंशी, बैक स्टोरी मतलब क्या है? बैकग्राउंड मालूम है? Like the hero will say, do you know my background? What is your backstory? These are the incidents of your life. A simple statement, but it is not sufficient. These are the things that you construct. So whenever you enter into a context, a situation, you have an expectation. So start with a destination that you want in your life that aligns with your expectation in the current moment. Let me give a very small example. You step into the interview room, and you sat on the chair facing the panel. Now the panel is going to ask you the routine question. Tell me about yourself. Most people, 99 out of 100, will start saying their name, their qualification, which is already present in the resume. What if that person starts talking about the vision they have about that technology, what they want to do in their future with that technology, how their expertise can help the company achieve the problem that they want to solve. Start with that. Now bring the story why you are the right person, which is your expertise, which is your experience, which is your project, which is the backstory that you want to tell. That in that project, when I was working for that company, I faced these things, and those made me to learn this particular ABC. I see myself as a program manager who understands the nuances of how to talk with clients, marketing people, and all those other people, and get the project out of the door. Give them a futuristic thing. How many of you understand the importance of starting with the destination and talking about the future? Imagine yourself to be that interviewer now listening to these things. They are more curious. So what is it all about that I am talking? Whenever you are speaking and you call it quote unquote a pitch, don't attach so many attributes. It is nothing but a second conversation. Your first conversation would have created an impact where somebody is now interested to know more about you. Now, I don't know what is your first conversation. It could be the resume that somebody saw in the portal and they wanted to know about you now in depth. That's your second conversation, because resume has already done the first conversation. Maybe you met somebody in some tech fest, maybe in some exhibition, and you exchanged cards, and you said that, okay, I'm working in so and so, I'm working in so and so company. Okay, let us meet sometime. Now both of you are primed to have that second conversation. Tell me one occasion in your life where you feel or you think that your pitch is not necessary. It is necessary in each and every part. Now, if you people have observed, I actually started with my past. I actually gave a pitch about Toastmasters to you. I gave a pitch about our community. I gave a pitch about myself. Subconsciously, I have dragged you into my story. You got a reason as to why this person is so obsessed about AI or so obsessed about this thing and what he wants to achieve. That's where the curiosity comes up. Now the dialogue starts. Yeah, unfortunately here we can't. It is like Doordarshan में आता है ना वो Sunday को 1 बजे का ये news. So I can only say that, okay, raise the hand and you will raise the hand. Okay, lower the hand, lower the hand. But otherwise, I am selling myself and I am buying your attention and everything through my story and making a perfect pitch. Understood? Show with a raise of hand. Because now we are going to take help of AI. I will be flashing the screen to bring in front of you a prompt, and we will be having some input, and this document will be definitely part of the Facebook community. If you are part of it, you know where to download it from. Otherwise, go and become part of the Facebook community. देखो इतना बोलने के बाद फिर से मैंने Facebook को pitch किया. And this is what you repeatedly tell in front of your manager in your appraisal, your client when you want to talk about a project, each and everything. Now, if you ask me, Vamsi, do you mean that there has to be a script? No. This is not a canned response that I am giving. This is not canned speech that I am giving. To be really very honest, I thought about it since yesterday morning that what has to be the content. I took the pillars of the speech. I went to ChatGPT and I created a prompt guide for this. And all through the morning, I was thinking like, okay, if I have to start with my speech, what should that be? Okay, that should be the vision of myself in future. Okay, how can I make people to stick to the first word? Put a time. How can I put a time? Put some year. So if you see my speech, I started with in 2030. Even if I would have given a pause there, you would have thinking, अच्छा in 2020 में क्या होने वाला है? So I did not prepare this speech. I exactly followed the process that I have learned in that video lecture that I have gone through. Start with a destination, have a backstory, and then connect the dots about your future. So let me share the screen and bring you that particular prompt. Yes. Cool. Are you able to see my screen? Show with a thumbs up. Perfect. So some basics about prompt engineering so that you really make best use of this particular guide. You are an experienced career strategist and communication coach. So I am giving a persona prompt for people who understand a bit of prompt engineering to ChatGPT saying that you are so and so, so that it now starts. There are so many variables that are there in the large language model and they all get triggered. So you specialize in helping professionals craft compelling career pitches and all those opportunities. This particular prompt has been very much narrowed down from a very generic situation to specific situation, which is helping career professionals to pitch themselves in situations like interviews, appraisals, and other aspects. So this is the prompt. You just have to give this, but the gold is here. You can just give the prompt, and depending on your interaction that you would have done with ChatGPT, it will cook some material to you and it will throw at you, because it's the most intelligent intern that you can anytime recruit. Because you gave it some task, it will faithfully do it. But if it does not have context, it will throw AI garbage at you. But with these things, it is now going to give you something which is very specific to you. What is the role, what role or opportunity is the individual pitching for? So give your response here, current role and responsibilities, so that it understands what is your current situation. Here you can also add your backstory. In the role and position seeking that you are seeking, you can talk about your destination that you are trying to reach, the role that you want to get, the position that you are seeking. And your current role and responsibilities can include your backstories. Key skills, same thing. Major achievements, same thing. Future goals. This is slightly different from your future destination. These are more technical in nature and not non-technical. Your destination can be as a position, but your future goals here can be more of a technical thing. Now the value proposition. As part of value proposition, you need to join the dots between the destination that you want to reach or the position that you want to get, your backstory, your skills, and everything that comes in between, which is joining these dots. Your value proposition is all about knitting that specific things. And give this, wait for ChatGPT, and it is going to generate a beautiful elevator pitch to you. Okay, let me not call it elevator pitch. It will give you a pitch as per that scenario. Now, there is a small twist that you can do if you have been playing with ChatGPT for quite some time. Here is a small thing that you can also do. Instead of, or let me say, you got the pitch, you can feed that back to ChatGPT and you can ask ChatGPT to become your manager, to become that interviewer of that company. Let me say, like how I have helped one of my mentees to prepare for an interview in Qualcomm. We sat together, I took his resume, I gave it to ChatGPT, And I also asked it to act like a recruiter of Qualcomm and understand whether this resume is good or bad. The output that we got, we took it and we modified that resume and we fed it back to ChatGPT with the same persona, and then it evaluated. It told that this is a resume which will be selected by a recruiter working in Qualcomm. Later, during the interview time, we went ahead, we fed the same resume, his skill sets that he knows, and all those other aspects, his projects and everything. We asked ChatGPT to act like an interviewer and ask questions at 3 levels. First round, basic questions. Second round, some programming questions. And third round, some system design questions. Pure technical in nature, but multiple times we ran this complete process, and this person was almost 85% ready before even stepping into the interview room. In your case, if it is an appraisal discussion and you had your pitch already done by ChatGPT, go to it, feed back the pitch that you got. Now create a persona of your manager. You know your manager very well. What are his or her likes and dislikes? How many years are they from? What is your company culture? You know it all. Just let ChatGPT know anything and everything you need to tell it about your manager, company culture, your past appraisal experiences, the conversations. You can even feed the email from your manager to understand the style of that person, anything and everything, by asking ChatGPT to analyze the style and deduce from the writing style what kind of person could that be. Is he an emotional person, logical person, all this context set. Now you ask ChatGPT, like, demonstrate or do a role play of my manager and ask me questions. Feedback, again, the input could be your current appraisal form that you would have filled. With all this context in place, ChatGPT will now literally, almost without flesh, blood, and all other things, it will literally become your manager and will have that conversation. How many of you understand, or how many of you think this is mind-blowing? You literally have your mock interviews, your before appraisal meetings, anything and everything sorted. But the beginning point is your elevator pitch. Why am I bringing so much of elevator pitch? It's just a pitch that we are talking about, which starts your destiny with your destination, maybe at that point of time to get that hike, maybe to have a role change, and then your backstory, which is your past accomplishments for that year, and connecting the dots. Helpful? Great. So for namesake, बहुत मेहनत करके थोड़ा AI से pictures बनवा के have created the PPT. So let me bring the PPT also. And anyways, I need to speak about the tomorrow's session, which is going to be very, very powerful. So why opportunities matter? Because that is what I told, every occasion in your life where you are opening your mouth and it happened to be a second interaction or a second conversation, you are fully qualified to take advantage of this strategy and pitch yourself. Preparation and confidence, career growth defined by opportunities, shaping the narrative. Yes, this is what I told. Your backstory as the foundation, you are leading the person who is listening to your story by hand through your future vision, and you strategically share all these things. Your future story should be aligning with the opportunities. That's where I told the context matters. If you are out of the context and you talk something which is not relevant, you will get the output, but it will not be helpful in the current situation or in that context. So link past to future, present skills for future aspirations, and a seamless connection. This is what I was telling, connecting the dots. You will be on the highway of traveling towards your destination if you follow this strategy. Yes, tomorrow's session, before you people leave, open that, you click that button where the person is going inside the door and log off. Tomorrow is World Mental Health Day. So we have somebody by name Kalyani Joshi, who is the founder of Sahas Yoga School, coming and talking about yoga and the modern lifestyle. So block your calendar, be there by 7:55, and at 8, you are going to witness something which is going to change your life. This is a bold promise, but this is what she told to Geetanjali, that this session is going to be a mind-blowing session and a eye-opener for many people who are especially in IT industry and struggling with mental health. Okay, now our ritual. Ta-ta-dan! WhatsApp group, Facebook, reminders, all the things. Go ahead and do it. I have a request for you. Can I make that request? Do I have permission to make that request? If you feel you are getting value, since I believe what goes around comes around, please do share about Career Dwar talks. Whatever post you see from the Career Dwar LinkedIn page, kindly repost it with your thoughts. If you have attended, you can always say whether the session has went good or bad. If it is new thing for you, tell what you are expecting from it. Your expectations means a lot for us because we are constantly in search of bringing value to you people. And by the way, that is one of my vision, that bring lot of value to the community. On that note, see you tomorrow at 8 p.m. God bless.